What is up, everybody, and welcome to FLW Videos. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about techniques for how to save time in Pokemon Go. Now, I've actually uploaded a video on this in the past, and surprisingly, it was over 3 years ago, so time has just really flown by. But this video that I uploaded just recently crossed over 500,000 views, and to just think about how many trainers I was able to help by creating that video, I thought, why not go ahead and celebrate this milestone of 500,000 views by uploading the newer version for 2021, saving time for Pokemon Go. And of course, if I end up missing some tips, make sure to put them in the comment section below. If we end up getting enough of them, then I'll easily do a follow-up video, so make sure you put it in the comment section. But anyways, if you do enjoy this type of content and it does save you time, then make sure to hit that like button, turn it shiny, and subscribe. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. The first time-saving technique that we have to cover in Pokemon Go is centered around catching Pokemon. Now, because you get out there and catch hundreds of Pokemon during a grind session, this is going to amplify with the more Pokemon that you end up catching. Now, you may be familiar with the quick catch method, and it's a good method, trust me. I use it as well, but there's actually a variant of the quick catch method that is even better, and it's referred to as the AR quick catch method. We'll be showcasing it in a video here shortly, and also talking about why it is faster and how you can save even more time by using it. So let's go ahead and jump into the actual footage of this. So I went out during the Magnemite Spotlight Hour doing this, and I had to actually switch over to the AR mode of the quick catch method because there were so many Magnemite spawning, way more than what the Spotlight Hour normally spawns for me. And because there were so many Pokemon, I had to use this AR mode to just mow through these Pokemon and not have to stop or anything like that. Now, for those of you curious how to do this and you've done the quick catch method before, it's actually exactly the same, just in AR mode instead. If you don't know how to do the quick catch method, don't worry about it. I'll actually be showcasing a little bit of a tutorial right after we cover this. So why in the world is this AR mode better than the actual quick catch method? Well, it has to actually do with the encounter screen and the encounter time. So if you're out there and you're one of those people who has perfected the regular quick catch method, it's impossible to do it in less than 3 seconds because of the encounter time. You have no control over that. And basically what happens is you're going to encounter the Pokemon, the white screen is going to pop up, and then the Pokemon is going to be zoomed in. And what's going to happen is it's going to zoom out like the camera will, and then it's going to eventually set up the berries, set up the Pokeball icons, do all of that stuff. And this overall sequence ends up taking a total of 3 seconds. So let's go ahead and view that briefly. And then you can start your actual quick catch sequence. So no matter how good you are at this actual mechanic, you can't skip the encounter process in the current game unless you do the AR mode of it. And you basically skip the zoom out, and because of that, everything's already set. You end up saving a total of 3 seconds for every single time that you do this in Pokemon Go compared to the quick catch method. Let that sink in. The quick catch method is great in Pokemon Go. This is 3 seconds roughly faster than the quick catch method. Now, for those of you out there curious of how to do this, I recorded my hand so I can show you exactly what I'm doing. The first thing that you'll do is grab the berry icon and slide it inwards. For left-handers, you can do this with the Pokeball icon. Once you have it slid in, go ahead and hold it there. And with your other hand, go ahead and spin the Pokeball and throw it like normal until you end up hitting the Pokemon. Once you end up confirming the hit, you simply let go of everything, and then you will click up in the top left corner where the run button is going to be, and then you click it, the run button shows up, and then you press the run button. Now, this is something that I get out there and literally do during any event that we have in Pokemon Go. And if it's something like a community day or a spotlight hour that's focused on Stardust, I'm using the AR quick catch method. That way I can just mow through some Pokemon, and hopefully you will do the same. So the next time-saving technique that we have to talk about in Pokemon Go is all centered around reverse application. Now, that may be a kind of a weird term, but let's go ahead and take a look at it in practice. I found 3 instances that you can do this. So normally if you're wanting to discard items, you would go in, press the plus button until you get to the final number of it. But instead you can press the minus button once and it automatically goes to the total amount. So of course, if you've got, hundreds of berries, all you have to do is press that minus sign one time. Now be careful and don't do it to important berries like that pineapple berry. You can actually do the exact same thing with other items in Pokemon Go, such as rare candy. Instead of going in there and pressing that plus sign all the way up, you just have to press the minus sign once and you can automatically go up to the maximum that you have in the bag. Now, of course, you're going to technically save more time the higher the number of rare candies ends up being for you. But I also want to caution this because you may accidentally apply all of them at once to a Pokemon. Just be careful and be aware that you are doing that. But if you're out there doing raids and you've got, maybe 12 stacked up, 15 stacked up, and you want to quickly dump it into a very specific Pokemon, just press that minus button and then press yes. And within 2 clicks, you can apply all of your rare candy all at once. So that's a second application. Third application, not quite as applicable, but you can technically do this with powering up Pokemon as well. Instead of going all the way through it with the plus sign, you can just press the minus sign once and it will go to the max. Now, if you're level 38 or above, you are going to end up seeing this where it will do the numbers going up to level 50. And then if you are below level 38, it will go up to level 40 instead. You can technically save time on this if you've got all the resources for the Pokemon. If you just want to quickly do it and move on, you can do it. But in this particular case, I wanted to showcase it, but I don't think it's as relevant because not everyone has all their resources ready to go for level 50 Pokemon. So let's go ahead and move on into the third tip that we're going to be talking about. And in this particular case, it's going to be all centered around mass transferring Pokemon. And what you can do is go into your settings, scroll down, and you can do the expanded group transfer. And what this is going to allow you to do is mass transfer legendaries in Pokemon Go. Now, this is extremely important to kind of showcase the limitations of this, but also showcase where it comes into practice. If you get out there and raid a bunch of the current legendary raid boss, and it's going to be perfect for you in this case. So I'm going to go ahead and showcase exactly what the rules are for this. For the age 0, what you can see is I've got this Pokemon Dialga here, and I want to transfer this Pokemon. It's got low IVs from the raid. If you do several raids in a row, you probably have multiple of these. We've got a shiny Pokemon here. We've got a favorited Pokemon here. And if you're ever worried about accidentally transferring something that you don't want to, if you end up favoriting a Pokemon, this method will not transfer it, which is great. If you end up having a shiny Pokemon, this method will not transfer it, which is also great. And if you just have a regular legendary Pokemon that you have not favorited and is not shiny, it will transfer it. So if you get out there and do yourself a raid hour, this will easily save time. So what you can do is just select one Pokemon and you do a filter like age 0, which means all of your Pokemon for today. And then you click select all up here in this top corner and you can transfer them all at once. And you don't really have a lot of risk because we've talked about the rules and logic centered around it. What you see is everything that I favorited and all of the shinies ended up staying in place. So yes, we lost the Dialga, but we wanted to lose the Dialga. And just to kind of showcase it and to kind of lay things to rest for your anxiety, I'm going to go ahead and showcase what would happen with this level 40 Dialga, 96%, if we go ahead and select it, and then we select the second Dialga, which is the one we actually want to transfer. If you were to accidentally select yourself a shiny of these legendaries, then guess what? It is not going to transfer it. Instead, it's just going to get rid of the one that's just the regular legendary. And as you can see, safe and sound with this Pokemon. So I think this method is a method that makes a lot of sense, saves a lot of time, especially if you're getting out there and doing a good raid grind session, such as a raid hour, and you don't have a risk of course, transferring the shiny Pokemon. You do have a risk of transferring high IVs. So if you get a high IV that you plan on keeping, just go ahead and favorite it when you end up catching it, and then you can use this technique and not have to worry about it at all. This is something that I personally do like to use, but of course, I always want to caution you on it and talk a little bit about some issues that people may have. So up next is gift skipping. Now, this is something that has become popular for a very long period of time because gift management has just been a nightmare in Pokemon Go. It really always has been because of how long it ends up taking. Now, this is what would normally happen if you're not skipping the gift sequence of sending or opening up gifts. So if you want to open up a gift, what you can do is click the open button just like you would normally do. And then once the open button begins to start, you then simply want to click several times on the exit button. and it's going to force it to skip the encounters for what item you ended up getting, and then you're going to be able to move on with your day. And you can of course back out. That's why you click the X button, is because 2 X buttons end up showing up in the exact same spot. The first one is to back out of the item, and the second one is to back out of the actual encounter screen for the trainer. So that's why you click it there. And skipping opening up gifts, you can save so much time. I also wanted to showcase what it would end up looking like if you are trying to do the same technique with sending gifts. So we're going to be doing that as well. In order to do this, all you have to do is send a gift like normal, select your gift, click send, and then once the gift ends up being sent off, ends up exiting the screen, you're going to do the exact same thing by pressing on that X button and of course double tapping it so you can back out completely, and you're going to end up saving a lot of time by doing this. Now in my opinion, sending gifts, opening up gifts, very tedious, so any type of time-saving technique that we can apply to this is definitely going to be one that a lot of people are excited about. Now this actually ends up kind of closing off everything that we have for time-saving techniques currently in Pokemon Go. My personal favorite and one of the more newer ones is probably the AR quick catch method, but I think that the reverse sorting, reverse application, item application, reverse item discard is also one that you may not naturally think about that could also save you some time. But if you have more time-saving techniques, make sure to put them in the comment section below. If I end up getting enough of them, if I missed something that was very important, then I could easily do a follow-up video on this. But anyways, if you enjoyed this type of content and it was helpful, make sure to turn that like button shiny and hit that subscribe button. I also want to say thank you so much to the supporters over at Patreon and the members of the YouTube channel. We have an exclusive Discord server, so if you want to support the channel and connect with other Pokemon Go players, make sure to check out the link in the description below, and I will see you next time.